All right, guys, so what we're going to be looking at here is on the 2016 test, the last question actually combined a lot of ideas together. And so we're going to take a look at that right now. Let's just jump right in and take a look at what's going on in this problem. So we've got a table of values, which is a little unique for a problem like this, but it says the function f and g have continuous second derivatives. The table above gives values of the functions of the derivatives of selected values of x. Now, if the second derivative is continuous, that means that the first derivative and the original function must be continuous as well. Not that big of a deal. Then we've got this table of values and their derivatives. So we know, we can see what's going on with that stuff. We've got a table, nothing too out there, just so we know what's going on. So letter A says, let k of x equal to f of g of x. Write an equation for the line a line tangent to the graph of k at x equals 3. Well, that means that we're going to have to go y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. We can see real quick that the x1 is 3, so I'm going to have x minus 3 go in right there. To find my y value, it doesn't give it to us in this problem, so we actually have to take the 3 and plug it into the function. So what I have is f of g of 3. That's going to be my y1. That's how I'm going to find that. So I look, and g of 3 is 6, so I put a 6 right there, and then f of 6 is 4. So y1 is equal to 4 in this problem. So I've got that. And then I need to find my slope. Now my slope is my derivative at x equals 3. So to find the slope here, I need to take the derivative of f of g of x. That's a chain rule, so I'm going to go f prime of g of x multiplied by g prime of x. So that's my derivative, but I still need to plug 3 into that. So I've got to go f prime of g of 3 multiplied by g prime of 3. Well, now I just have to read the table. We know that g of 3 is 6, so this is f prime of 6 multiplied by g prime of 3. If I look at the table, that is 2. F prime of 6 is 5, so if I want to multiply that together, 5 times 2 equals 10, and that is the equation of my line tangent to the graph of k. Not super difficult. It's a little bit hard because it has functions that we had to take the derivative of, but not awful. The second one says, let h of x equal g of x divided by f of x, find h prime of 1. Well, that's asking us to take the derivative, so the first thing I need to do is take the derivative using the quotient rule. So that's bottom times the derivative of the top minus the top times the derivative of the bottom all over the bottom squared. So I get all over f of x squared. Then I just plug in 1. So I've got f of 1 times g prime of 1 minus g of 1 times f prime of 1 all over f of 1 all squared. So f of 1 I can see is negative 6. G prime of 1 is 8. Minus g of 1 is 2. F prime, oh, this is supposed to be f prime right here. Sorry, f prime of 1. F prime of 1 is 3. And then I put f of 1, we know is negative 6, and then we're just going to square that. And if you simplify it down, you don't have to, but if you simplify it down, it simplifies down to negative 3/2. So again, not that bad. We just had to know that we were using the quotient rule to take the derivative and remember what the quotient rule was. The third one says evaluate this integral from 1 to 3 of f double prime. Well, if it says evaluate, that means there's a way to actually do it. So the way that we take care of that is it's like the reverse chain rule. I take the antiderivative of f double prime, which is f prime, then I put 2x. Then remember, I have to divide by the derivative of what is inside of the parentheses. So I have to divide by 2. Then I evaluate that from 1 to 3, which means I plug that number in for x. 3 times 2 is 6, so I get f prime of 6 divided by 2. Then I plug in 1. 2 times 1 is 1, so f prime of 2 divided by 2. And then I subtract those two numbers. F prime of 6 is 5, so I get 5 divided by 2 minus f prime of 2 is negative 2 divided by 2. When we do that, we put all of that in, and we get, if you simplify it down, you don't have to, but if you simplify that down, you get 7/2 or 3.5 as your answer on that one. So overall, I didn't think this one was too bad as long as you understood what you were being asked to do, and that the table of values would give you all of the numbers that you needed once you did that. Hopefully that kind of makes sense, tying derivatives and integrals together with the table of values. Again, hopefully that all made sense. If you have any questions about this one, please let me know.